my friends. Volume 5 of What I Made and Why. This is special edition. So what I made it and why. I am Jennifer of Brooms by Jenza, and I've been making brooms since 2009, teaching since 2007, and the head broom witch of the Broom Witch Academy. And I've made this series for people who just like brooms, who like to follow me, but most importantly, I am speaking to other makers, be it broom makers or any other type of makers, just so we can kind of challenge ourselves a little bit or think about what we make and why. So what do I make and why? Volume 4, we were discussing like the volume piece, doing some household items that were specific to a store that I sell in and specific to kind of how do I want to present and represent what I want to sell. That was more practical than decorative. Now we are looking at, so at the same time I was making those, I was also creating an online course for the Broom Witch Academy. It's my 5th course that I put out within the last year since starting. So my first course launched in March of 25. Well, I started working on it in March of 25. I launched it fully because I was pretty new at it all, May of 2025. And now this is April of 26. And so this is my 5th course within a year, and I'm pretty excited about it. I feel like I made a whole package. So for my courses right now, we have Broom Making Basics 1, the hand brooms, Broom Making Basics 2, the broomsticks, Broom Making, a standalone course, which is the rooster tail. And then I did How Did I Broom Corn? And lastly, what I just did here was plaiting or weaving or plaiting. Plaiting or plaiting, it depends what side of the pond you're on. But I think for now I'm just going to go with weaving. So the weaving of the handles or the grips. When I put a course together, I will make one as a practice. And in my head, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to position my hands, how do I want to get it across. Because these courses that I do are really, you are learning how to make brooms, right? They are to give you a foundation versus some other stuff I might do, which is just kind of for fun. So the first thing we did was a pot scrubber. So I made 2 of these, one as the example, and then one that we did together. So a pot scrubber is your basic for your cast iron, which I don't have one in grabbing distance right now, but these would be used to scrub your cast iron. So great scrubber. So very practical. I like that for a course to give you something practical that you can use or gift. Maybe, you don't have cast iron, but someone in your family does. So it's a nice little gift item. It looks beautiful. So you get the plaiting, the weaving on it there. So I made 2 of these. And then from there, after you kind of get that, we got to continue to practice, right? Because it is about practice. We went ahead and did a veg brush. And this is actually for your veggies. So for your softer veggies, for your harder veggies, to get the dirt off. Made 2 of those. Now, somewhere around the line, there are 2 more of these floating around. So that's what I did. 2 of those. And then we went to let's do things on sticks. And we started with a cobweb. So I made, again, 2 of our cobwebs. One was for my practice and one was for the actual filming. And then we did the round stitch. So we learned to use our broom corn for that. So that's why I made 2. These probably go up for sale because I have enough cobwebs around the house. Same with these. Now that I've got my pictures, I got my film, they'll probably go for sale. Cobwebs, let's talk about those for a moment. A cobweb is lighter not a lot of broom corn in here, and it's to go up high. And I do have things that I could dust right up there, but I'm not gonna do that right now because you don't need to see my dust flying. So cobwebs I made. Do I make a lot of these to sell? I don't know, they go in waves. If people want to buy or not. I would find the ones that are more like this functional will sell better than like maybe any more decorative ones. But the funny thing is when they do sell, they are usually sold to people. I'm just playing with it, yeah. They're usually going to be sold to people that are actually using them more for witchy things, okay? They want a witchy broom, so they'll use this. But I do hope that they get used to do some dusting occasionally. All right, continuing on to the sticks. We did, and you're going to see 1, 2, 3. Why did you make 3, Jen, if you've been saying that you do 1 for practice, 2 for filming? Well, sometimes when you're filming, you find out you don't have enough storage on your camera. So you have to do it a 3rd time. So that is what it is. But I did the weaving a little different. I weaved it. I went in to show the different, like making different sections. Like how would we go about that? And then we did a flat stitch on this hearth broom. And there's not a lot of broom corn in here as if you were doing a full big kitchen sweeper. Hearth size means it's on a small handle. It could be round stitched. It could be flat stitched. It's really just talking about the size of the handle to think about getting into a fireplace, to get into the hearth, if you would. But it's functional. I have done some sweeping with it to clean up the broom closet when I was making them. And I think I know I'm going to make some more. I have an event coming up and I'm going to be making some more of these. 2 reasons I'm going to be making some more of these. They're going to be at a great price point. They're going to hang well, look great on display. So that's one reason. Another reason is I've come up with a couple other. So in the weaving course, I did a even and I did an odd. So most of these are doing an odd number. Right, so there's an odd number of stalks in here. Odd number. So how do we weave with an odd number? That's the simplest one. So we started simple. And then I want to do a even number. So that was worked out in the bonus. But then there's a couple other weaves I would like to do. So I just figured kill 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm going to make some of these for an event that's coming up. Record me doing it, but doing the weave different each time. So I have some bonus material for the plaiting class, the weaving class, of course. Next, we went back to just doing 2 again. We got rid of our technical difficulties. And now this is our bonus section. I did these 2 for, which is doing a grip for a hand broom. And yes, these are kind of on the smaller side versus the larger size. Most of what I did, cobweb, regular size, hearth broom. For a hearth, it's a good amount of broom corn, though they could be thicker. When I'm doing courses, I don't want people to have to use a large amount of broom corn because they're in practice mode. All right. I want them to use the least amount possible or what they have in their budget to use. So same with the hand brooms. When it came to the bonus, it was their choice to make any type of hand broom. So lessons weren't about making the actual hand brooms. It was about weaving the grips of them. So any students could make a hen wing or a turkey wing whisk, and then they decide which ones they were going to make the weave onto the grip. We did it with an even. So you learned to do how do we do the weaving, the braiding, the plaiting, the plaiting with twill also is one of those words I've heard. How do you do that with an even amount of broom corn or reed? You could do it with basket reed. So that is what I made in the past, probably in the past month. I've been working on the course, now fully launched, so excited about that. You can find information up in the bio area, or just go to the Broom Witch Academy to find more about my courses. So I hope you enjoyed looking at what I made and finding out why I made it. And I'd love to hear, what are you working on? What are you making? And is this helpful for you? All right, my friends, have a very good day. And maybe I'll see you at one of these events I'm doing. Drop me a comment. Bye.